What do a hospital room, a viral dance, and the happiest place on earth have in common? If you're Meghan Markle, apparently, everything. Just days after posting a bizarre video of herself twerking while pregnant in a hospital room, Meghan resurfaced with something completely different. A perfectly polished, Disney-filled family trip, complete with Mickey ears, carousel rides, and smiling snapshots. But royal fans weren't buying it. Within hours, social media lit up with brutal comments, accusations of damage control, claims of a PR cleanup, and comparisons to one of the most iconic royal figures of all time, Princess Diana. So what really happened? Was this just a harmless family getaway, or a carefully calculated move to erase the memory of a video that left viewers speechless? Let's break down the timeline, the controversy, and why Meghan's latest attempt to rewrite the narrative might have backfired. Big time. The video that sparked it all. It started with a clip no one saw coming. In the middle of a softly lit hospital room, Meghan Markle, heavily pregnant with Princess Lilibet, suddenly breaks into a full-on dance. Not a gentle sway or celebratory jig, but twerking. Yes, twerking. With her back turned to the camera, hands on her knees, moving in a way that left viewers stunned. And then it got weirder. She beckons Prince Harry to join in. He enters the frame with his hoodie up, laughing, and matching her moves in what looked like a scene straight out of a reality show, not the behavior people expect from royals, especially while preparing for the birth of a child. The video, posted by Meghan herself, went viral almost instantly. But it wasn't praise or admiration flooding the comments, it was disbelief. Words like cringe, embarrassing, and unroyal exploded across social media. Critics called it attention-seeking, tone-deaf, and completely inappropriate for someone who still carries a royal title. Even longtime supporters seemed confused. Was this meant to be funny, empowering, or something else entirely? Whatever the intention, the reaction was swift and brutal. But instead of addressing the backlash, Meghan did something no one expected. She changed the setting, the tone, and the story, almost overnight. The Disneyland trip. Just days after the hospital room video ignited a firestorm online, Meghan Markle returned to social media. But this time, the vibe was completely different. Gone were the dance moves, the controversy, the chaos. Instead, followers were treated to sunshine, smiles, and all the magic of Disneyland. Wearing oversized Minnie Mouse ears and a carefully curated grin, Meghan shared clips of a seemingly picture-perfect family getaway. Prince Harry was right by her side. Archie and Lilibet were there too, their faces covered with emoji hearts to protect their privacy, but their presence unmistakable. It was all sunshine and fairy dust. The carousel, the parade, an encounter with Elsa from Frozen. Meghan's Instagram caption read like a Hallmark card. "Thank you at Disneyland for giving our family 2 days of pure joy." Set to the soft, nostalgic tune of Peggy Lee's It's a Good Day, the mood couldn't have been more different from the viral twerking clip. But while Meghan's post was clearly designed to shift the conversation, the internet wasn't ready to let go of what came before. Because to viewers, this sudden Disney detour didn't feel like coincidence, it felt like strategy, and social media wasted no time calling it out. Social media calls it damage control. The moment Meghan's Disneyland post went live, the internet lit up, but not with applause. Instead, fans and critics alike saw straight through the sparkle. To them, this wasn't a spontaneous family outing. It was a carefully staged distraction, a full-blown PR cleanup. One user on X wrote bluntly, "Damage control ain't working." Another chimed in, "Using the happiest place on earth to make us forget about that cringe? Nope, not happening." And the jabs kept coming. "You can't unsee that video," someone else posted. "No amount of Disney magic is fixing that mess." Others accused her of trying to overwrite the public's memory, calling it a desperate attempt to shift the narrative back to the wholesome, family-friendly image she's worked so hard to build. Even supporters struggled to defend the timing. The contrast was too sharp, the smiles too staged, the soundtrack too polished. It didn't feel real, it felt like spin. And then came the comparisons, because to some watchers, this trip wasn't just about distraction, it was about reinvention. They started pointing to someone else, someone who once ruled hearts, even without a throne. And suddenly, it wasn't just Meghan's intentions under scrutiny, it was her inspiration. Diana comparisons sparked debate. As the Disney clips spread across social platforms, some viewers noticed something oddly familiar, and it wasn't just the fairy tale backdrop. One fan pointed out, Of course there would be a water slide. A remake of Princess Diana on a water slide with her two boys, figures, and just like that, the narrative shifted again, from controversy control to imitation. Back in August 1993, a then-single Princess Diana took young Prince William and Prince Harry on a private trip to Walt Disney World. It was right after her separation from Prince Charles, a rare public moment of warmth, freedom, and maternal love. The photos from that trip became iconic. Diana, in casual clothes, laughing with her sons. No tiaras, no formality, just family. Fast forward 3 decades, and here's Meghan, leading her family through the gates of Disneyland, smiling wide, shielding her children, and curating a moment that looked eerily similar to Diana's. Coincidence? Maybe. But to many royal watchers, it felt intentional. Another carefully crafted image designed to mirror Diana's legacy. The loving rebel mother. The outsider-turned icon. The woman who rewrote royal expectations. Except there's one key difference. Diana didn't need a PR team to win hearts. Her moments weren't branded. They were raw, imperfect, real. And that's where Meghan continues to divide opinion. Because if this trip was meant to echo Diana, fans are asking, is it a tribute or a performance? Highlights from the trip. On the surface, the Disneyland trip had all the makings of a fairy tale. Meghan, Prince Harry, Archie, and Lilibet were shown laughing, exploring, and soaking up the magic of one of the world's most beloved theme parks. It was a perfect snapshot of family bliss. Almost too perfect. Clips showed Meghan and Harry strolling hand in hand, donning Mickey Mouse ears like any other couple on vacation. Archie and Lilibet, their faces shielded by digital hearts, met Elsa from Frozen in what Meghan described as a magical moment. They rode the carousel, posed near Sleeping Beauty's castle, and even visited Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the reimagined version of Splash Mountain. Soft jazz played in the background. Peggy Lee's It's a Good Day floated over smiling faces and sunny skies. The message was clear. This was joy. This was normalcy. This was love. And Meghan made sure to say it out loud. In her caption, she thanked Disneyland directly. "Thank you at Disneyland for giving our family 2 days of pure joy." It was the kind of post you'd expect from an A-list influencer, not a duchess navigating global headlines. And maybe that was the point, to remind the world that behind every headline is a family just trying to live a normal life. But critics weren't convinced, because while the video looked flawless, it also looked strategic. And for many, that perfection wasn't comforting, it was suspicious. Why this feels so calculated to viewers? The smiles were perfect. The timing, suspiciously precise. To many viewers, the Disneyland trip didn't feel like a spontaneous family outing. It felt like a calculated image reset. Just days after a video of Meghan twerking in a hospital room went viral, a clip many still describe as one of the most bizarre royal moments ever shared, she returns with sunshine, smiles, and storybook innocence. The contrast was so sharp, it felt scripted. And that's where the skepticism really took root. People weren't just reacting to the video itself, they were reacting to the pattern. Because this isn't the first time Meghan has followed controversy with a curated charm offensive. A highly publicized fallout? Suddenly, a podcast drops. Royal family drama? A glowing feature appears in a glossy magazine. And now, a viral scandal involving a hospital room dance? Cue the Disneyland footage. To her critics, this isn't coincidence, it's choreography. A constant push to reshape the narrative, even if it means ignoring the one the public is still talking about. Even neutral observers began asking, why now? Why Disney? Why this weekend? Why immediately after the backlash? The answer, to many, seemed obvious: damage control. But the problem with trying to control the narrative in the age of social media is that once something's out there, it doesn't go away. You can cover it up, you can distract, but you can't delete it from the public's memory. And that's where Meghan's strategy may be falling apart, because while she's focused on rebranding, the internet is still replaying the original clip. The royal divide and public perception. If there's one thing Meghan Markle has mastered, it's division, not by design, but by default. Everything she does splits public opinion straight down the middle. To some, she's a breath of fresh air in an outdated institution, a woman who speaks her truth, stands her ground, and refuses to play by royal rules. To others, she's a calculated image machine, constantly reshaping her narrative while dodging accountability. And the Disneyland trip only deepened that divide. Her supporters saw it as a wholesome, loving moment with her family, a deserved break from relentless public scrutiny. "She's a mom making memories," one fan posted. "Why can't people let her live?" But her critics saw something entirely different, a PR stunt wrapped in fairy dust. The fact that it came so soon after the hospital dance video, without a single acknowledgement of the backlash, only made it worse. To them, this wasn't about healing or happiness. It was about erasing the noise without addressing it, about shifting focus, not owning up. Even within the royal watching community, the debate grew louder. Was Meghan misunderstood or manipulative? Is she rewriting the rules or rewriting history? Is this motherhood in the spotlight or manufactured relatability? And through it all, one truth remained. No one was indifferent. Love her or loathe her, Meghan keeps people talking. And with every move, every post, every appearance, every Disneyland photo, she adds another layer to a story that never seems to settle. But as much as she tries to control the spotlight, there's one thing even she can't manage: the internet's memory. And it still hasn't forgotten what came before. Can Meghan rewrite the narrative? In the span of just a few days, Meghan Markle went from twerking in a hospital room to smiling on a carousel with her kids. 2 videos, 2 wildly different moods, one public figure trying to control both. But here's the question that remains. Can you really rewrite the narrative once the world's already written its own? Because while the Disneyland trip painted a picture of joy, normalcy, and fairy tale family life, the internet wasn't looking at smiling faces. It was remembering what came before: the hospital video, the backlash, the flood of criticism. It didn't vanish the moment a Disney song played. It stayed, lingering in comment sections, memes, reaction videos, and headlines. And in today's world, once something's viral, it's permanent. The attempt to overwrite that moment with curated joy only reminded people of what she was trying to bury. And instead of erasing the past, it may have highlighted it even more. So, can Meghan really reset public perception? Maybe, but if this latest episode proved anything, it's that authenticity can't be manufactured, and timing, no matter how well planned, can't outsmart memory. Because fairy tales may be built at Disneyland, but reputations, they're built in reality. And reality doesn't come with filters.